welcome here in our Experience Center. My name is Alexander Albers. I'm CEO of the company Prestop, and I started my company in 1993 already. As you will see, I'm sitting here on this couch, but it's not the planning that I'm sitting all this webinar on this couch. No, please. We have installed in this interactive experience center 16 cameras. And when you visit us or book an online tour, you will see 65 different interactive solutions. Today, we're going to show you some videos, and we're going to we're going to show you some videos from customers, and I'm going to walk through our experience center to show you some very special solutions for digital showrooms, because that's the theme of today's webinar. As I mentioned, we have 16 cameras, and Bas is going to show you now an overview of these cameras. Because at the moment we switch over from one camera to another camera and have to switch microphones, you will see that image. Don't worry, there's no loss in connection. It's just that we have to switch over from one camera to another camera. As I told you, focus today is on digital showrooms. You will hear and see that we are a manufacturer of all kinds of interactive solutions, but the focus will be today on how to use these interactive solutions in a digital showroom, but also in retail, because retail has changed a lot since since the first lockdown. Yes, and that's also what we like to show, because stores are changing. We need to have less stock in the store. Well, not us, but yeah, maybe us also. And that's what we're going to show you today. We are a value added manufacturer. That means that we are manufacturer of all kinds of interactive solutions, but mainly focus on hardware. But without software, there's no solution. So that's why we work a lot with software partners worldwide. Do we know a lot about software? Yes, because I have also software developers working for me and IT specialists. Not to develop software. Well, we have software that's called OmniTabs, but we'll show you that later. But to make sure that we understand the software companies, and together with the software partners and us as a hardware supplier, we like to build a solution. And the only way to do that is that we understand what they are building. We need IT personnel. Well, I need them. I'm not a really technician to make sure that that installations will work, that the internet connections are okay. We're talking about security, etc., etc. And the only way to do so is that, in this case, I have a lot of IT staff that they can talk with the staff of the end user, or also in a lot of cases also with the partners. So value added manufacturer means we add that value to our products. But before I forgot, this one, I do know that some maybe are watching this webinar because of this bottle. Heerlijk, heerlijk Heineken, Dutch. And this bottle is not here without a reason, because we have a customer called Heineken, and we, well, they are already partner from us. No, other way around. They have Bottle Your Own, and that's located in the Experience Center in Amsterdam. And there you can, well, get your own bottle of beer. In this case, we're going to give this bottle away, but very important that you stay tuned during this webinar. Important also is that you can ask questions until the end, until the last question. Will it end at the 8 o'clock in the evening? We don't care. I have my beer with me and some water, so I keep on asking questions. So important is, there's somewhere a button, or you can slide in a menu, that you keep on asking questions, because there will be one moment I will be back on my couch, and I will look at the questions so that maybe we can already prepare them to give a complete answer at the end of the webinar. Because at the end of the webinar, we also can answer a lot of questions. So stay tuned, but let us go now to another room where I'm going to talk about what we think about digital showrooms. So please follow me. Well, I'm standing here behind a long stretch touch table, which is also built by Prestop. And we are using software from a French company, Immersion. We use this software for collaboration, but also for digital showrooms. And later on, I'm going to show you a video from Laurens, CEO from the company, the Haan Group, who's using a similar setup with this software. But let me tell you first about digital showrooms. In our opinion, a digital showroom isn't a website which you visit online, or that you put on VR glasses and you look through a sort of showroom. Now, we want to feel, we want to touch the products, we want to fit the products. But in not all cases, we have the space to show all the products. So that's why we see two types of sort of digital showrooms. The showroom where a customer like PVH is using it. They have set up a lot of digital showrooms all over the world where they invite customers to, so they don't have to travel with all the clothes to demonstrate what they have for the new collection. And the second one, and that's particularly growing now, is that due to the COVID, the first lockdown made that a lot of stores were closed. So all the stock was locked in the store. And now during the second, not lockdown here in the Netherlands, but we are limited in the number of visitors. So we have to change the stores. We want to have less products in the store and more people. So we need to create more space. And by using self-order kiosk, which we also produce and which we are going to tell you a bit more in the other webinar, but particularly by combining sort of digital showrooms, we create a more experience. So people are used now to go online to order, but they still want to go to the store. They still want to fit the stores. But first, let me show you how a company has set up a digital showroom for the company PVH, which has the brands Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein.
When you think of a traditional showroom, you probably see a space filled with many clothing racks and displays packed with thousands of samples. So putting together a selection of samples while managing and documenting it for your customer's appointment can take many hours and is a cumbersome task. Oh, and let's not forget the potential waste of resources and materials. We found a new way to make the buying process more sustainable and efficient. On top of that, we're enhancing your customer's experience with a digital showroom. The buy-in and selling journey will be replaced by a digital experience. It showcases your product, brand heritage, seasonal inspiration, and buying details in an immersive way and in the highest quality. The digital showroom connects you to all your data and content solutions and is constantly updated, so your sales team always have the right collection to sell at the right time. Before you go digital, we'll evaluate your current situation and needs. What's the size of your showroom? With how many customer appointments? What is the available budget? And how wide is the range of products you're going to sell? This will help us to find the perfect configuration for your showroom with digital and physical samples. Throughout this journey, we'll be there to train your sales team, setting them up for success. They'll become presenters, storytellers, and ambassadors of your brand. Welcome to the digital selling experience.
You just saw a video which explains how to set up a digital showroom, which is PVH is using, and they're using touchscreens and big video walls. As I mentioned, one of our customers, Laurens from the Haan Group, is also using this setup. And by using this setup, he also saved a lot of costs. Unfortunately, he had a lot to tell, so it's a pretty long video, but I think a video which explains you a lot how to use this setup and a table. In this case, he sells, or they are selling all kinds of equipment, etc. for garden centers. So please keep on watching and let us look at the video from the Haan Group.
Welcome everybody. My name is Laurens Doesborg. I am the commercial director of the Haan Group. based in the Netherlands. What we do is we design the complete layout plans, and we also do the shop fitting for garden centers throughout Europe, and sometimes also even further than that, Canada, Estonia, a lot of different other companies. Yeah, so we moved into this building last year August, and a long time before that we started rethinking our complete strategy, look and feel on our sales process. So in the previous building, we didn't have a showroom. It was a small building. And basically what we said is our showroom are the garden centers that we can visit together. But because our clients are now much more abroad, basically the Netherlands is a 20-25% of our total turnover, and the rest is coming from abroad. So therefore distances and traveling, and therefore also the sustainability on that travel issue and the travel factor was for us a very important thing to look into. And with that in mind, we also said, okay, but then we should add one extra stop in that visit to the Netherlands, and that should be our office. It basically starts with brainstorming, and that is also why we said, okay, this is our brainstorming room. This is the creative room where we can do all that. With that in mind, it takes a lot of time. So the contact moments with our customer are very important. And what we wanted to do is to make that more efficient. So now a salesperson is discussing items here internally with our colleagues. With that result, he is going to travel to the customer, which sometimes is in the south of France. Then they will do the discussion. They will bring back information, which will be changed into the plan as well. And then that's basically those steps. They iterate a few times in order to get to the final picture and the final plan that the customer also wants. And we want to see if we could reduce that time for the customer. What we said is we are going to make a space where a lot of things are possible. So with the 3D visualization that we can do and show them actually what we have designed so far, and have the possibility to adjust modifications into the plan on a direct basis. That is what we really had in mind when we developed this room, this table together with Prestop, because that connectivity is something which is important. All the output that is or the input that is put into this table that needs to be processed by our designers, by our calculators, but eventually it should also be sent to our customer in order to have a recap of what we have been discussing during that day. So here you can see my colleague has connected his laptop to the table and to the television over there. What he can do is he can just drag and drop a PDF file of the plan. He can drag and drop photos that he's been selecting. This is connected to our server, so everything is approachable for everybody. And it's really simple in order to get the content onto the table as well and start a discussion with our customers based on the plan that we now have on the screen. So what we then normally do is those photos will be on the side of the screen. Plan will be in the center. Basically, we make it a screenshot of this screen, and then when we have decided where all the different items have to be, we indicate on that plan, on that screenshot, this part should be here on the plan. This item we want to have one time here, one time there, and one time on this side, and so on. So this is basically how it works in a very efficient way. This information is then sent to our designers, and they can modify the plan accordingly to what we have been discussing with the customer.
Yeah, welcome back. You just saw a video of Laurens standing behind a custom-built touch table. Touch tables, which we also produce, of course, and this one is a very special one. It's made of a very old kitchen table, where we also put in a touchscreen and using OmniTap software. All these products can be used in digital showrooms and experience centers, etc. But we have more. So please follow me to our interactive window, because we have our own shopping window here in the Netherlands. I'm standing now in front of our own shopping window here in our interactive experience center here in the Netherlands, and we're based close to Eindhoven. We all, as a consumer, we like to feel, touch, and fit products, but it's not always possible. That can be because the products are way too expensive that we're going to sit on it. In this case, we put an e-bike behind this glass, and we put an interactive screen in front of it. An interactive screen because we made it interactive because of this pickup foil. Let me show you how it works. This is foil we laminate to the glass. There's a high brightness monitor behind it, and we built this application by using OmniTabs. And with this application, I can easily control the content. It also controls a spot. You hear sound, but that's over the complete window. I can move on but mute also the sound, and I can easily switch. So it gives me a lot of information about this e-bike, and that's what we want to offer. I don't have the possibility here to buy this e-bike. That's why we have this setup. In this case, a setup with a monitor and a watch from TW Steel. I can have all kinds of information, but I also can choose to instantly buy it. And for that, we built also a sort of application, which also our partners can build it. So I go to my QR scanner, I scan it, and it links me to a page where I can fill in all my details. And for the demo, it will be sent to the screen. Robbie's not going to send it, film it, otherwise everybody knows where I'm living. But at the moment, I saved it. I can finalize it by going to the payment area. So let me hide this one. So basically, we are using QR to fill in my address and also finally do the payments without a payment device. But as you hear, I think I can have maybe a beer, but it's a bit too early. So let us go back to the couch and let's have a look if you already have some questions which we might answer some. Well, back at the couch, so let's have a drink. Oh, sorry, wrong bottle. Let's have from water, of course, and the drink is for later on. Yeah, as you just saw, I demonstrated you the QR payment, and yeah, what we also showed this morning in another webinar specifically about self-service kiosks, self-ordering kiosks, is that we think that that can be also that can be the future. I'm sitting here because we all can have a drink, and maybe that you are thinking about, okay, which questions do I have? As I mentioned, at the end of the webinar, we like to answer some questions. I do know we bring a lot of information, but please send us questions. I can see at this moment, yes, there are two popping up from Peter and Isto. I wear glasses, by the way, but not today. And we'll come back on these questions later on. But as I just showed you, this bottle of beer, it has a Jen on it, but it can also be your name. So please, 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 please stay tuned, because at the end of the webinar, I think tomorrow, we're going to send you an email with a form wherein you can fill in the name you want to on the bottle. It doesn't have to be your name. You can give the bottle away or whatever you do want to have on that bottle, and also the address where we ship it to. So you'll see, we'll find that in an email. So it's very important that we have your email address, of course. We also sent you then the link to this webinar, which is recorded, and also maybe to some documentations. But that's all depending on the questions we get. Important is that to know again, this is recorded now live in our interactive experience center. And this experience center, as you can see, we have a lot of cameras over here, so we can do online demonstrations just for you. just with your for your colleagues, etc. So call us, email us, so that we can book an online tour to our experience center. Of course, you can visit us. We are located in Eindhoven, the south of Netherlands. We have an airport, Eindhoven Airport. So you can also always visit us, and we will wear mouth masks, hopefully not too long. Well, talked about the beer, and let me see what's next. Questions? Yeah, there are questions popping up. Yeah, that leads me to another setup where I'm going to walk through and demonstrate you that. So follow me while I'm unplugging this microphone and switching over to another camera. So one of the digital showroom solutions, which you actually gave us a nice order not so long ago, is this solution, which we build up with the long stretch touchscreen, and where we can control, in this case, curtains and a beamer, and even a touch table is moving. And well, there's a surprise. Just a reminder, keep on watching so that you get this personalized bottle of beer, of course. Thank you. But with this touch screen, I see that nice looking golf colored bike, but I want to have a different color. So I can control with this screen the light, but also the projection, so that I can see that bike in green or in orange. So wow, I like it. But in our opinion, you get the stores are changing, so you have to combine sales but also experience, and that's what we are showing here. But we see the bike, but what we want to see is people riding that bike. So I want to see two tough guys stepping on a bike in London and driving to London, and that inspires me to buy that nice looking bike. So in our opinion, a setup which you can use in other retail environments. But let me guide you to another room where we even have more solutions. Like this solution. I mentioned to you that we got a nice order, in this case for State of Art. They installed this unit in a big store here in the Netherlands. They have a massive video wall screen in between that video wall and this custom built touch table, kiosk, whatever you call it. Of course, built by Prestop. There's a Porsche. It has all to do with their brand. So it gives also a bit of experience. So customers can go to the screen and they can touch the screen. They can touch the screen, of course, have to push a bit harder, and then it starts a video, and they can move to another video, etc., etc. So they are basically in control of the content themselves. And the other screen gives a bit more information about the brand, the history, etc., etc. So we think this is a setup which you can use in digital showrooms. But there's more what you can use in digital showrooms. We have here a setup, and let me first turn off the sound. My apologies, it's live. In this case, we have Astrid. She has a nice looking green coat, but I want to have it in pink. I like pink, so also pink shoes. And well, I don't like the bag. But you don't see, but what I can see, it also changes the price. So basically, this is also a sort of self-ordering kiosk, but then set up with two 55-inch video wall touch tiles. Touch tiles, which we also have in this setup. Also 55-inch, but in this case, we're going to show you, a bit of inspiration about this beautiful brand, TW Steel, also a Dutch brand like State of Art. And I can control content, and I can even slide it to another screen. And as you can see, it runs smoothly, etc. These are just some examples using 2 screens in landscape and 2 screens in portrait. But one of our clients, he has a 4x4 video wall screen, so set up with 16 of these screens. And Hans is going to tell you a bit more about how he's using these kind of screens in his digital showroom. So let us watch the video, which is recently recorded at Hans, his company called The Line.
First of all, I want to thank Prestop for inviting us for this webinar. My name is Hans Hagedoorn, CEO of The Line, marketing and communication agency in the Netherlands. The Line is established in 1979. We work together on a daily basis with 45 employees with different skills and expertise. We work for A-brands and retailers, both national and international. The Line is divided in 4 divisions: concept and creation, design and realization, video, photography and editing, and software development. We believe that people are more and more aware about sustainability and durability. Interactive presentations and digital broadcasting will help A-brands and retailers to present themselves in a more professional and modern way. We want to offer our customers the latest technological developments to boost the way they organize their presentations. We were impressed about the installation time. It only took 1 week, and that for the largest interactive video wall in Europe. Thanks for the great job.
Welcome back. You just saw Hans in his video standing in front of a 4x4 interactive video wall. Well, we expect that these type of video walls will not be used very quickly at the retail, but let me demonstrate you another screen. It's also big, it's 86-inch. By the way, it's a screen which we also use for Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein. We install these worldwide for them. But this screen shows, we are using an interactive application built for Intergamma, a company who sells home improvement equipment to sell doors. Because what I already told, stores are changing. They have less space, they want to have less stock. In this case, it's ideal to demonstrate what you can have, what you can sell looking at these doors. So in this case, I'm going to select an achterdeur. I don't want to have glass in it. And I'm going to Jan, typical Dutch way, name by the way. And as you can see, I'm looking at a very big door. This product selector is much more simple than the selector you just saw at Astrid, where I configure a complete set and can move the model 3D. These are all interactive screens, but we have more. So let me follow me so that I can show you our interactive mirrors. And I'm going to make a small detour, by the way. Lots of kiosks. Here I can demonstrate you how we laminate glass, by the way. We're using, in this case, OmniTabs. OmniTabs is an application we use a lot in combination with hardware, in combination with digital showrooms and all the retail. You saw the BMW and all kinds of other applications. These are all built with OmniTabs. And as you can see, we laminate here the glass with a special machine. But let me go to the interactive mirrors. Well, this is Rory. He's filming you. Due to time, I don't have the possibility to demonstrate you everything, but as you can see, this is a mirror. This is an application that works in combination, by the way, with RFID. We don't have this setup over here, but we can demonstrate you. So please contact us when you want to see more, and we can give you a private tour or online or here in Eindhoven. But I'm not going to demonstrate this all. The same counts for this solution. This is a solution with a camera, of course, built in, and it's a mirror, but we're using a camera, and you can understand that using a camera, you don't use them in a fitting room because you don't want to have cameras in a fitting room. But again, unfortunately, I can't demonstrate you all, but you can imagine that you also can use this in retail. And this customer, by the way, is using this interactive mirror with cameras to sell wedding dresses. But let's, yes, here we go to another room, because we have a lot of things to show which can be used in interactive showrooms, digital showrooms, etc. For example, this, and maybe Bas can show you some photos from an installation which we recently installed at a butcher, a Dutch butcher, and he's using queue management solutions because he's so busy, and they're limit the person customers allowed in his store. So he's using a queue management system in combination with the camera, etc., etc. But we have some photos. Unfortunately, not live footage, but we can show you later on. As I mentioned, we have all kinds of innovations. We are value-added manufacturer, but sometimes we go a bit too far, like this curved touchscreen. I love this box, by the way. I can't explain you how it works, but in my opinion, it's amazing. It's combined also with this 23-inch touchscreen. We have a vending machine. We have a kiosk, but more important for looking at digital showrooms, we have also, let me guide this cable to the other side, a table with object recognition. So together with Robbie, I'm going to demonstrate you this table. As you can see, there are dots behind it. Put it on the table. It's not interactive in this case. It only works with these objects. But you have more, of course, the video walls, the kiosks, and we just built this for fun, a robot arm, which is going to demonstrate, in this case, a watch. Will we sell it in this way? No. But does it give it a bit of experience? Yes. And how will the future look like? Well, we think that this will be in future a transparent OLED screen, but then interactive. So not this already very beautiful long stretch touchscreen, but a combination with interactive OLED. We also see other things. We see that RFID is going to be used more and more. Why? Because it gives a lot of information about the product. Here we built the setup, screen, both interactive, a shelf with products on it with an RFID tag, and also a disc. Way too complex to sell, way too complex, but we built this to demonstrate what can you do with RFID. So when I lift up this product, it shows me information about this product. It's interactive, shows me what to do with this product. So I put it over here on this shelf. There's also an RFID reader. I take this one, it shows another watch. I put it over here, and maybe Robbie can zoom in. Again, a disc. But in this case, we said, okay, let's make it interactive. So way too complex, because in my opinion, an application doesn't work when we have to explain how it works. But in this case, we only build it to demonstrate the technology. And this is, by the way, a very nice example of an interactive mirror. You just saw a mirror which we use in fitting rooms. And well, why should you always use a mirror in fitting rooms? I'm not wearing a watch. As you can see, I have a lot of watches here, but you can imagine that some men really like to see how does that watch look me. How does it, how do you call it when you put on a watch? It works the same as what you just saw. I lifted the product, but we have even more information about the product. And that's what you say about experience. You want to bring more information about products, but you want to have less stock in the store, and you want to, that people discover your store, work with it. That without application for any explanation. That's what I want to tell. In this case, everybody will understand that you have to lift up this product and that you can touch it. And let's switch over to this product. But this, by the way, is also a very unique product. You just saw it very briefly. It's interactive. You can even swipe it. Completely new. It's not available yet, 2021. But let us, well, before I move to this touchscreen, we have so many touchscreens. Back to the couch. We're back on the couch. And thank you that you, well, all stayed watching the beer, the water. But as promised, I will go to the questions. But I'd like to thank you all. I'm going to have a beer. Not this one, it's not cold. And I wish you a very nice and safe day. Thank you very much.